Hello, everybody. This is William Randolph, and I hope this video finds you well. I want to talk about a topic that was brought up in a training event that I did last week, and it was something that just dawned on me. It hit me during the training, and I thought I think it might be helpful for some as you think about your government contracting journey, especially in this season where moves are happening, things are afoot. So from a strategy perspective, I want to talk about a topic. I'm going to call it bourbon chicken. Okay, here's the topic I want to talk about: bourbon chicken. So let me set the stage a little bit for you. I am a 70s baby. I was born in 1970 and came of age, if you will, in the 80s. So when you think about high school and dating scene and things of that nature, early dating school scene, high school. I was like mid 80s. And in the mid 80s, the mall, the retail mall was a thing. That's where it was happening at the mall. Now, compared to now, the malls are dying or dead, depending on how you look at it. But back in the mid 80s, malls were all the rage. That's where we went to see the latest fashion and styles. It was like our Instagram. The mall was the place. And in every mall, there was a food court. There was a food court. In the food court, we'd go hang out in the food court and have all the different foods that were available. But there was always one restaurant. It was the probably Chinese food restaurant, if you want to call it that. But it was, meats and sides like noodles and rice. But there was always one. We had one where the guy would come out with a tray with pieces of chicken on toothpicks. And we'd walk through, we'd always do it in gangs. You never go to the mall by yourself. You'd go with 3 or 4 people. That was a thing. So now you had these little groups of people walking around, and we'd stop by, and the guy would say, "Try bourbon chicken. Try bourbon chicken." And so we'd go in and get a piece of chicken with a little bit of with a toothpick and a little bit of chicken on it. And it was like, oh, that was pretty cool. Now, of all the other options that were available, they were the only ones that were giving out samples. It was like bourbon chicken. So I was having a conversation at a training event with some small business owners, and it just hit me in the middle of the class. I was like, we were talking about having seed offers. What is your capability, that small bite-sized offers that you can get into the government, especially in this environment where there's a commercial first discipline, all the RFO changes, revolutionary far overhaul changes that are going to consolidation and strong commercial buying of goods and services. How do you get your seed offer into the government? And I was like, think about it as bourbon chicken. How do you get your bourbon chicken into the government so they can come around and get a little piece of it and try it out? And more times than not, every time we had a piece of the bourbon chicken, we'd end up buying bourbon chicken, even though there were other cuisines that were available to us. Colleagues, I pose to you in this season that small businesses should be thinking about their bourbon chicken. What is a small thing that's a teaser, the breadcrumbs to your larger offers? The government is going definitely, okay, the policy and regulatory environment is definitely a commercial first environment. Okay, it's commercial first doctrine is actually what people are calling it. It's like explore all the commercial opportunities before thinking about doing something non-commercial or specifically FAR 15 requirements, long form negotiated contracts. To explore all of the best-in-class vehicles, GSA schedules, GWACs, as well as enterprise contracts. The language of the revolutionary FAR is clear. The overhaul language is clear that it is a commercial first model. So I encourage you folks to think about what is your bourbon chicken strategy? What is it? What is a requirement, a capability that you have in your repertoire that you can make a tray of symbolic tray of bourbon chicken that allows the government to try it out? What are your small strategies and tactics to get in front of people, to have them try it out so that they can get a taste of it, that they can understand, or at least have an appreciation that, like, I understand the business. I understand the language. I can speak the language. I can build relationships. I can maybe get a little bit of past performance, even a little bit of revenue in these spaces. So in this season, in the commercial first environment, you got to build a bourbon chicken strategy. So in this season, I encourage you to strongly consider, what is your bourbon chicken? And how can you get that tester, that teaser moment, that teaser piece of value in front of the government, in front of large businesses, primes, from a prime sub relationship dynamic, teaming partners? People want to be able to see and test out what your capabilities are. So go grab a toothpick and build some bourbon chicken. All right. All the best. I hope you find this information valuable, and please reach out, connect, like, share, and subscribe. All the best. Be well.